It's really good to be starting to add stuff. So here we go. Here's the Saturn V little tower thing that was on top of the Saturn V rocket, one each side, as you can see. Bit tricky working out. I mean, in the photos, I've got that hole as a guiding point for that, and I had to represent it on that side, even though I didn't have a hole. So that's it, and these are the shrouds off of the Space Shuttle kit. I've had a bit of a problem, which I've been charting on my Facebook page and Instagram page, in that when I worked out the length of that pipe, it was by butting up from this end, the X-Wing part, the fuel tank, the Lee Enfield part, right? And that was all well and good, and I've cracked on, as you know. But when I came to actually glue this piece on, I just lined it up with the center and just thought before I'd glue it, I would just put on the Lee Enfield and the X-Wing part, make sure it was all right. And it didn't work. This wasn't lining up with that when that was in the center. And studying the photos, I realized that this fuel tank, these shoulders here and here, are narrower on my one than on the original one. And I think either back when I got this, doing this the first time, I got the wrong type truck, so these shoulders weren't wide enough, or this truck's got a fuel tank on either side, and one of them had the wide one and one of them didn't. And first time round I used the correct one. So what I've done here is I've just put a strip of plasticard just to make those shoulders wider, and that's fine now. Everything is lining up. So what you've got here is the Lee Enfield piece, the X-Wing piece, the machine gun from the 1/24 scale Mustang, and then this custom plate that I made, because I don't know what the heck was used, but I made that, cut that out of 1mm plasticard. That's the R2-D2 leg piece, and these are the two EMA end caps. Okay, so yeah, enjoying this. I've got to now start working along the back here, but before I can do that, I've got to identify what some of the bits are going to be. And there's also one bit here, and there's one bit here and one bit there that I really don't have a clue, and I'm in an RN whether I should do what I did with the underside and not put anything on, so if at a later stage it comes to light what was used, I can obtain it and stick it on, or go for an approximation. As I say, I'm in an RN on that, but I'll come back. So this is an engine bell from the FX Saturn V kit. That's the engine bell, and it comes in 2 halves, and this is half of one. Now, on the ship, you have 2 pieces which are derived from that piece. You have this piece up here, all right, and you have this piece down here. And I'm pretty sure that they have, both of those are from the same individual piece. But I'm not sure whether Matt, cut that bit to get that bit first, stuck it on, and thought, oh, that would be a waste just to chuck that away, and then carve that bit out, or, which is that bit, or he did that bit first, thought, oh, I can't chuck this bit away, cut it down there, and that becomes that, all right? Anyway, so as you can see, that's on. Another update is this little thing. I'm still unconvinced whether that actually is what you might remember, or you should remember if you've been watching this and not falling asleep. I've cut that down off of the Space Shuttle, there's like a clamp bit, a holding bit, a mounting bit on the external rocket, and I cut that out because it looked kind of like the right size and shape to me, but I'm not convinced if it is the real one, but that's close enough. And yeah, I'm in the close enough section on this build now, because this wheel is as yet unidentified, but getting all the wheels that I could find in my bits box, this is exactly the right size, with the right size hole in the middle and this little indent recessed area, which is going to be painted blue. So that's a close enough match, close enough, right? This shape is still to this day unidentified. I reckon it's some sort of like a mounting arm for a rocket or a missile off of a military plane kit. Unidentified, so I've just made my own. I eyeballed it and cut this out of plasticard, and I've put that on close enough. Oh yeah, you can see on the underside, that's the one of only 2 bits from that very expensive Mustang kit is attached. Up on the top, it looks like it's some sort of tripod was used on the original, and I haven't got it. So what I've done is I've just found some kit parts that were approximately the right thickness of a tubing. So that's been stuck on. And then we get into proper close enough. That shape that has been foxing anybody who wants to build this is still unidentified. So what I've done is I've made my own, and what I did was I made the plate out of plastic card. I just found a disc and cut it in half. These 2 green bits are sprue, and that's an approximation. All right, I'd compare and contrast with you, but I haven't got any photos with me at the moment. So that's going to be going roughly sort of there, like so. Directly in front of it is the, again, still unknown shape. I think it's the keel off of a ship or something, rather than a missile. Now, looking at some of the photos, there's definitely something else going on the underside. But what I'm going to use is, this is the nose off of a 1/72 Tomcat kit, and it's close enough, right? That will be going on approximately like that. When I put these on, I think I'm going to super glue them on, so if in the future it comes to light what it is, that'll be easy to pop off. And then lastly, the last close enough for today, this little circle that you can see that I've been doing here. This is where the switch goes for turning on the lights that Matt put in, right? And I wasn't going to reproduce it, but then I thought, well, you know, you can, can't you? You know, it's only a toggle switch. So I bought off of eBay a vintage 70s toggle switch, which, as you can see, is here, and I've cut down, which is a heck of a job because it's stainless steel, but cut down it is. But when you put it on, again, if I had the photo, you'd be able to see that's just far too big. It's far too big. I should have thought about this before I ordered it. What I've done is, you can see that circle, I've roughly drawn the size of what it's to be, and then looked on eBay, and yeah, a mini version of one of these has you have to drill a 6mm diameter hole, and that, near as damn it, is 6mm. So I've got one of them on order from eBay. So when I come back, I'll have these 3 things attached, and then I've got to work out just where the R2-D2 domes fit on there.